The life of Julius Caesar, from conqueror to dictator. Gaius Julius Caesar, one of the most influential figures in world history, was born on July 12 or 100 BCE, into a patrician family that was linked to the Julii, one of Rome's oldest aristocratic houses. His life was marked by political intrigue, military conquest, and personal ambition that ultimately led to the fall of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. Caesar's rise to power reshaped the political landscape of Rome, and left a lasting legacy that continues to impact the world today. Early life and political career. Caesar's early life was shaped by the tumultuous politics of late Republican Rome. Born into a family with a somewhat modest standing among the patrician class, Caesar's lineage was more significant in terms of symbolism than wealth or power. His father, Gaius Julius Caesar, was a praetor, but his early death left Caesar to navigate the complex Roman political system largely on his own. During his youth, Rome was embroiled in civil strife and political corruption, and Caesar's family ties, as well as his ambition, would shape his future. At the age of 16, Caesar's political career was set into motion when he was elected as the Flamen Dialis, a high priest position. However, it was his decision to align with powerful political figures that would define his career. He formed key alliances with powerful leaders, such as Pompey the Great and Crassus, two of Rome's most influential figures, in what came to be known as the First Triumvirate. This informal political alliance would enable him to consolidate power, and eventually ascend to the highest offices in Rome. Military campaigns and conquests. Caesar's military career began in earnest during his time as a quaestor in Hispania, where he displayed his talent for leadership and strategy. However, it was his command in Gaul, modern-day France, and parts of surrounding countries, that truly cemented his reputation as one of history's greatest military commanders. In 58 BCE, Caesar was appointed governor of Gaul, a region rife with barbarian tribes and rich with resources. Over the course of nearly a decade, Caesar led campaigns that not only subdued these tribes, but also expanded Roman territory to its greatest extent in the Western world. The Gallic Wars, as they are known, were a series of military campaigns between 58 and 50 BCE in which Caesar decisively defeated several Gallic tribes, including the powerful Helvetii, the Belgae, and the Germanic Suebi. His most famous victory came in 52 BCE at the Battle of Alesia, where he besieged and defeated a large force led by the Gallic chieftain Vercingetorix. This victory effectively ended significant resistance in Gaul, and earned Caesar immense fame and wealth. Caesar's writings, particularly his Commentarii de Bello Gallico commentaries on the Gallic War, provide a first-hand account of these campaigns, and offer insight into his military prowess, political ambitions, and personality. His narrative emphasized his military successes, and portrayed him as a defender of Roman values, though it was also a tool of propaganda designed to secure political power in Rome. The crossing of the Rubicon and civil war. By 49 BCE, Caesar's power and influence in Gaul had grown to the point where it posed a direct challenge to the traditional power structures of Rome. The Senate, fearful of his growing dominance, demanded that he disband his army and return to Rome. Caesar, however, was unwilling to relinquish his command. In a dramatic act of defiance, he crossed the Rubicon River with his army in 49 BCE, an action that symbolized his decision to confront the Senate and take control of Rome. The phrase crossing the Rubicon has since entered the lexicon as a metaphor for taking an irrevocable step. Caesar's crossing of the Rubicon sparked a civil war between his forces and those loyal to Pompey and the Senate. The war would ultimately lead to Caesar's triumph over Pompey, who fled to Egypt and was murdered in 48 BCE. With Pompey's death, Caesar became the undisputed leader of Rome. Dictatorship and reforms. Following his victory in the Civil War, Caesar returned to Rome and quickly consolidated his power. In 46 BCE, he was appointed dictator, a position traditionally held for only 6 months in times of crisis. Caesar, however, extended his dictatorship indefinitely, solidifying his control over the Roman state. In 44 BCE, he was declared dictator perpetuo, or dictator for life. This marked the peak of his power, and the beginning of his transformation from a political leader to a de facto monarch. As dictator, Caesar enacted a series of significant reforms aimed at addressing the economic and social issues plaguing Rome. He initiated land reforms to provide for the poor and veterans, restructured the calendar introducing the Julian calendar, which became the standard in the Western world for centuries, and reorganized the Roman government to make it more efficient. He also extended Roman citizenship to people in the provinces, which helped secure loyalty from the newly incorporated regions of the empire. Despite his many reforms, Caesar's concentration of power alarmed many in the Roman Senate, who feared the loss of their own influence, his growing autocracy, and the perception that he was attempting to make himself king were seen as a threat to the traditional republican system of government. Assassination and legacy. On the Ides of March 15 in 44 BCE, a group of senators, including some of his closest allies, conspired to assassinate Caesar in an attempt to restore the republic. The assassination, led by Brutus and Cassius, occurred during a Senate meeting at the theater of Pompey. Caesar was stabbed 23 times, and his death sent shockwaves through Rome. Caesar's assassination, however, did not restore the republic. Instead, it led to another series of civil wars that ultimately resulted in the rise of Caesar's grandnephew and adopted heir, Octavian, later Augustus, who would become the first emperor of Rome. The transition from the Roman Republic to the Roman Empire was irrevocably set in motion by Caesar's actions and death. Julius Caesar's legacy is immense. He played a crucial role in the transition from the Roman Republic to the Roman Empire, forever altering the course of Western history. His military conquests expanded Roman territory, and his reforms transformed the Roman political and social structure. Despite his controversial rise to power and his eventual assassination, Caesar remains one of the most influential figures in history. His life, filled with triumph, ambition, and tragedy, continues to inspire scholars, historians, and leaders to this day.